Welcome to the world's favourite travel destination. For over 3 decades, France has topped the list as the #1 most visited country on the planet. And over the next hour, we will discover why that is.
Wow, how's the architecture?
From its vineyards to its valleys,
That's really quite good.
its ancient towns to its vibrant cities, France sure knows how to charm a crowd. And its bold, beating heart is, of course, its capital and largest city, Paris. Sitting in the north of the country, Paris is known around the world as the epicentre for fashion, art, culture, and for one very famous landmark.
The Eiffel Tower, for me at least, epitomises Paris. There are 2 ways of looking at it. You can either see steel or you can see lace. It's such a great city to walk around, isn't it? Everywhere you look, there seems to be something of interest.
Yes, you can do a full 360, and you have the most important monuments in Paris. You begin, of course, with the Iron Lady, Eiffel Tower, Grand Palais and Petit Palais, just behind the Champs-Élysées, the most important street in Paris.
Yeah.
You continue the Concorde with its obelisk, the Louvre, and you finish with, I think, what resonates the most with this golden bridge, the Invalides, the tomb of Napoleon,
Right.
of the emperor.
Right. They have pride in their monuments, the Parisians, don't they?
Yes, not only the gold all around, but also the symbol of prosperity to
Yeah.
say that this is still a rich place, a rich nation.
Yeah.
From this magnificent city, you can experience more of northern France by joining Scenic for a cruise along the Seine into the region of Normandy. While France is famous for its wine production, in this region it's all about cider, known as the nectar of Normandy. Le Pressoir d'Or is a family cider farm on the outskirts of the town of Les Andelys.
My family is here from 4 generations. I'm the 5th.
Okay, and when were the buildings built?
They were built in the 17th centuries.
There's a lot of buildings. It's a big farm, isn't it?
Yes, the farm is around 3 hectares.
Right.
And the orchard around 40 hectares.
Right. And why is the grass so long?
For the apples who fall down from the trees,
it
it's really
softens the
comfortable,
fall.
so they fall and they don't have any shock.
Right.
And this historic farm turns out a surprisingly good drop.
Can we start with the dry one first?
Yes.
Okay. That's really quite good. See, I always thought cider was synonymous with kind of, you know, buxom and bawdy farm girls in billowing skirts that got all sort of frisky and flirty because the bubbles would tickle their nose. But this is really quite classy, isn't it? It's really nice.
As we venture further along the Seine aboard Scenic Gem, you can explore historic villages like Lyons la Forêt, the former residence of the Dukes of Normandy.
Man, this is an impossibly beautiful town, but it's circular. Why is it circular?
Yeah, this is because originally a castle was built here that was completely round, so all the town was built around it at the 11th century.
Right. It's so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the most beautiful village in France.
And a further 30 kilometres on, Rouen, the former capital of Normandy.
Welcome to Normandy, David. Follow me.
Rouen boasts the second largest number of heritage-listed buildings in France after Paris. And perhaps the most striking of them all is Notre Dame Cathedral.
It's a significant building, isn't it?
Yes, so if you imagine Notre Dame in Rouen is the tallest cathedral in all of France, and it's the 4th tallest cathedral in the world.
It's very ornate, isn't it?
It is indeed. This is a high Gothic architecture, medieval Europe.
built when?
Well, the original cathedral was built in about the year 1180, although the building goes back to Roman times before then.
Traditionally, Notre Dame Cathedral was where the Dukes of Normandy were crowned, and where many of their tombs are housed to this day.
This is Rollo, so this is the original Viking warlord who creates Normandy.
Is he entombed here?
The casket is inside this effigy, so yes.
From here, it's just an hour and a half's drive to one of the most historic and significant war zones in Australian history.
In April of 1918, Australian Defence Forces halted the German advance on this area, an area considered vital to Germany's success in the war. What was once a prosperous village, Villers-Bretonneux here, had been absolutely decimated, reduced to ruin and rubble. And the Australians not only successfully held and defended the village for the locals, they helped rebuild it, creating a bond that exists to this very day.
Evidence of that connection is on display right through the town, which now serves as a living memorial, honouring the sacrifices those Australian soldiers made. It's hard to believe this peaceful and picturesque countryside was once home to such devastation.
These fields here were the site of some of the largest and bloodiest battles, not just in the First World War, but in history. Trench warfare, chest deep in dirt and fear, snatching sleep in the cold and the wet, your rifle as a blanket, horror for a pillow, bullets flying overhead, your mates falling all around you, and orders to rise from the trenches and stumble into the gunfire once again. Australian casualties here were 23,000 men, 6,800 deaths.
The Australian National Memorial honours those Australians who lost their lives on the Western Front during World War I. Sunk into the landscape behind the Wall of Remembrance is the Sir John Monash Centre, an immersive museum that brings the stories of those Australians on the front line to life.
There's all the footage from the Australian War Memorial and the National Archives and a lot of images, but it's in their words. So that's quite unique about this place, is we actually get to say what they saw.
Yeah, and you feel like you're right in the heart of the battlefield.
Yeah, and you literally are. I mean, the centre itself is dug into the ground, you know, so it's right behind the Australian National Memorial where it was a battlefield.
Did you dig up anything?
Oh, so much. And you look at the size of the centre, it's not huge. In this tiny footprint, there was 150 kilos of unexploded ordnance, plus, you know, all kinds of relic communication tools, shoes, helmets, glasses, all, you know, Australian, New Zealand, British, German, all together. Just this layer and layer of what the war was right here.
And what a reminder. Just how horrific it must have been.
Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I think it's so hard to imagine. You know, you'd look at the land and you think, gosh, there were just thousands and thousands of bodies here.
Tides come and go, falling deep.
After a day of reflection and exploring, we're back on board Scenic Gem. As well as the main restaurant, there is a fine dining restaurant, L'Amour, which you will be invited to at least once on your cruise. And befitting of a fine dining restaurant is a menu, with items such as mousse de truite fumée et gelée de camembert, risotto au saffron au magret de canard fumé, and côte de bœuf. How good is that? Magnifique.
This is the River Seine, a silky waterway of contrast and charm. But history shows she's also been a slippery means for the conqueror. In one gentle glide, she'll remove you from the landings of the D-Day beaches and deliver you to the magnificence of Monet's garden. Yet it doesn't seem to matter to the Seine herself. She'll just continue to flow and glide. And if we're smart, we'll hitch a ride.
Cruising along the Seine with Scenic is one of the most enjoyable ways to appreciate the beauty of this region in northern France. And while many of its towns are utterly charming, only one can lay claim to being the home and inspiration for one of the greatest Impressionist painters of all time.
It was this little village of Giverny and the surrounding countryside that first attracted Monet to the area. And it's not hard to see why. If ever a town was smooched by angels' lips, it was this one.
Monet was so inspired by the town of Giverny, he never left. This house and the gardens he created around it were his home for over 4 decades, becoming his greatest masterpiece of all.
Claude Monet was the master of Impressionism, but one look around this place and you soon realise he was a master of cool. He found this little slice of French paradise along the river and set about combining his passion for gardening with his passion for colour, and constructed this, his coolest work of art, surely. The dining room.
Yeah, exactly.
Why yellow?
Because it is the room that has the most sun during the day, so he really wanted it to be bright.
Boy, you achieved that. The photograph
picture,
of
yeah.
it, it's that's him in this room.
Yeah.
It is exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. They really are redoing everything the way it was, so they're doing a great job.
The house itself was an artistic project for Monet and has been perfectly preserved and maintained.
How cool is this room?
Yeah, I think it's the best one.
Oh, it's great.
This was the first studio he had. It was mainly oil paintings that he would do, and so because of that you can retouch the thing quite a lot, and so he would.
Was he renowned for being self-critical?
Yeah, of course. He had different moods, you know, as
He was
is
a
an
moody artist.
Exactly. Not something that is very surprising, but you know, he was.
There is light everywhere. And everywhere you look, you see the garden.
Yeah, exactly.
It's believed that Monet spent most of his waking hours in the garden, methodically planning and pruning.
What attracted him to Giverny in the first place?
It's basically the nature. As you can see, it's pretty green, but then he constructed the different gardens.
And what was behind the setup here? I mean, you can see there are blocks of colour.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he enjoyed to organize everything, so he would put up different tones, different shades all together. So that's why you can see the yellow together with the orange or with the red, and also the pink with the purple.
And a lot of his work came from here.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the water lilies, which are probably the most well-known work.
You'd be hard-pressed to find another region in the world with an artistic legacy as rich as this. Less than an hour east, we're in Viviers, the resting place of one of the most revered artists of all time.
Van Gogh arrived in the village here in May 1890, and although thoroughly depressed and lonely, was immediately inspired to paint, and within a period of 70 days produced 80 paintings of the village and the surrounds, among them some of his most renowned works. 2 months later, he shot himself in the chest and died. He leaves a lasting and long legacy, though, and a visit to the village today is like taking a stroll through a Van Gogh masterpiece.
The town is a living, breathing gallery of his works. But while these French villages hold immense value in terms of history and artistic legacy, the cities of France are also something to behold. My colleague, David Whitehill, is visiting the southeast of the country, exploring its third largest city, Lyon.
Even though Europe is a small continent, the diversity of rivers that they have here is just extraordinary. In France alone, there are 51 rivers meandering through the country. It's in the city of Lyon that two of these rivers, the Rhone and the Seine, meet. Founded by the Romans back in 43 BC, its narrow laneways still hold many tales of times past.
So something Lyon is also very famous for is what you see just there on your right-hand side. Look at this big, massive wooden door there. There is something really secret on the other side. If I push this button, now you can push the door. Yeah. And look what you see there. It's working, maybe?
There we go.
Now you discover the very famous traboules of Lyon there.
The secret passages of
Yes.
Lyon.
Very secret passageways here.
Known as traboules, these hidden passageways were used by silk weavers to transport their goods across the city and down to the river for export.
So basically we have hundreds and hundreds of them everywhere here in the city. I would say between 500 and 600 of them. Most of them are close to the public. So basically all around us are apartments, and still today people are living here.
It's quite ingenious.
It's a really genius idea. And today it is unique to Lyon. You will not see that anywhere else.
Our travels through France with Scenic have landed us in Lyon, the third largest city behind Paris and Marseille. Lyon is considered the gastronomic capital of France, and the local markets showcase some of the best of it. With the finest French gourmet produce. For food lovers, these markets are like a dream come true. There are fromageries, patisseries, restaurants, fishmongers, butchers, which are some of the best in all of Lyon. Now, of course, you cannot come to France without visiting one of the local bakeries and getting yourself, hello, a French baguette. One baguette, please. So this is one of the great things about travelling through France, is that if you can just embrace the way the French do it, simple, sensational food that just tastes fantastic. Voila. Back aboard Scenic Sapphire, there's time to kick back and soak in the surrounds on board as we cruise to our next port. There are so many spots where you can relax, but to tell you the truth, one of my favourites is my luxurious balcony suite. So you've got great access to the river and all the view as it goes past. And then inside, you've got a really well-sized bed, bathrooms through here. And then the best thing, I think, is right here on your own balcony, where you've got the beautiful south of France right out your window. Scenic Sapphire has 74 suites and is known as one of the most luxurious and spacious ships on the Rhone River. After a couple of hours of leisurely cruising to the south, she brings us to the medieval town of Viviers.
This was all covered with water, and it was dangerous to build houses here. So the village has stayed as it is since the 13th century.
Right.
So 800 years, nearly no change. Most of the houses are from that time.
Overlooking the town is the magnificent St. Vincent Cathedral. But it's down amongst the cobblestone streets that the stories of Viviers really come to life. Viviers is a town of hidden courtyards and houses carved into the hillside, with many secrets behind closed doors.
David, look at that house. This is a very special house, and we will discover something very special in here.
During World War II, resistance groups were active throughout German-occupied France.
In here. Step in, David. Have a look at that.
Look at this. What is this little secret corridor?
So during the Second World War, people were hiding in there So the door that you can see on the other side didn't exist.
So they were hiding from what, the German invasion?
Yeah, the Gestapo.
Wow. A short cruise further south brings us to Avignon, an ancient city clinging to a bend in the Rhone River. To this day, the entire city centre is enclosed by medieval walls. But it's best known for its 12th century bridge. The Bénézy Bridge took a total of 8 years to build, starting in the year 1177, and was considered an engineering feat of its era. And what was the bridge predominantly used for?
Pilgrims going from one country to the other, because actually we were in County Provence, and when you would cross the bridge, you would go to the French kingdom. So the French kingdom was opposite side.
So obviously a really, really important part of Avignon history.
Absolutely.
Such an icon here.
It is.
These days, only 4 of its 22 arches remain, but it's still one of the most popular sites for tourists, second only to the Pope's Palace. This is Palais du Pape, and for 60 years it was the papal capital of the world. Not Vatican City, but right here in Avignon. And over its history, 7 popes called this place home. The Pope's Palace is one of the largest and most magnificent Gothic palaces in Europe. It was from here the Holy Roman Empire was ruled in the 14th century, when the French-born Pope of the time moved papal headquarters from Rome to Avignon. Tonight, it's the scene of our exclusive Scenic and Rich event, a gala dinner put on for us, accompanied by a private classical concert. Discover France in truly all-inclusive ultra-luxury with Scenic. Exclusive Scenic and Rich events, Scenic free choice activities, all onboard meals and premium drinks are included. Secure your 2026 or 2027 France River Cruise with limited time savings. Getaway viewers can save an additional $300 per person with an exclusive voucher. For more information or to request your voucher, visit scenic.com.au/getaway, call 1300 790 372 or speak to your nearest travel advisor. France is a country overflowing with travel highlights. And after heading south of Lyon, we've made our way back up into central France, perusing some of its prettiest villages. I love these little French villages where you feel like you just step foot onto a movie set. This is Perouges, over 1,000 years of history, and as soon as you're walking through these little cobblestone streets, you're transformed back into the Middle Ages. Now the best thing though is that you never know what's around the next corner. Founded in the Middle Ages, Perouges was inhabited by craftsmen, farmers and weavers who have left behind a rich artisan heritage. For hundreds of years, Perouges was a vibrant and bubbling village until about the 19th century when the railways and the freeways bypassed this region, essentially leaving it marooned in time. In the early 20th century, wealthy people from Lyon rediscovered this charming village. And Martin's family opened a patisserie here selling a local delicacy, a Perouges galette.
It's my grandfather's grandmother who made up this particular recipe.
Yeah.
And it's a very simple one. It's only brioche bread, lots of butter, lots of sugar, and also lemon and orange zest inside to perfume the dough. And that's why it smells so good as well. It's still the same recipe. We haven't changed anything in it. Enjoy.
Thank you very, very much.
Bon appétit. Hope you like it.
All right, thank you, Martin. To amazing how the French can just turn a few simple ingredients into something so timeless. Heading further north is another of this region's delightful ancient towns, set deep in Burgundy wine country. This is Beaune, the wine capital of Burgundy, and it's home to the most famous wine auction, not only here in France, but anywhere in the world. And surprisingly enough, it all started in the courtyard of an old hospital. In the 15th century, nobles were encouraged to donate money to the church, but one particularly wealthy noble decided to use the funds to build a hospital for the poor, creating Les Hospices de Beaune.
It was in 1443 that the Chancellor to the Duke of Burgundy stood here and declared he was going to build it.
Yep.
Brought the Flemish artisans here to make the most glorious rooftop imaginable.
Yeah.
And it became the colours of Burgundy as well. 1452, it opened its doors as a charity hospital to the poor, and it was the only hospital in Beaune until 1971.
No expense was spared in the 9 years it took to construct this magnificent building.
Including the beautiful 17th century stove.
This whole setup seems extraordinarily extravagant for the poor.
It is. Imagine in the Middle Ages, the poor were in rickety huts, dirt floors, and straw mats to sleep on. This was really giving them a palace for the poor and giving them the luxury to show how beautiful and comfortable heaven was going to be.
Art was also commissioned to inspire patients to repent their sins before going to heaven.
This amazing masterpiece is from the Gothic period. Masterpieces of this kind are mostly hanging in the Louvre.
Right.
Very rare for it to be in its original building that it was commissioned for.
Beaune is considered the capital of Burgundy wines and is a major hub for both wine tourism and production in the region. Wine traditions run deep in this city, very deep. Beneath the streets of Beaune lies a secret subterranean world, dating back hundreds of years.
So we're here in the church cellars, and actually the Rouen cellars, they stretch about 2.5 acres underground.
So how many bottles do you think would be down in these cellars?
Hundreds of thousands.
Really?
The whole city will have cellars underneath, all from different years, all from different plots.
Poppy, I feel like I'm in an underground cathedral.
That's exactly where we are. The monks built this beautiful cellar in the 13th century, and what they wanted to do is really build a church for their wines. So the wine back then would have been a very holy thing. They would have served it at Mass. So literally they built a church underground for their wines.
Oh wow, isn't that nice? It's really, really smooth.
It could be weightless, like birds in the night, wherever we go.
France is home to several famous wine regions, and Scenic offers wonderful travel experiences to explore most of them.
If I lose you on the borderline.
My fellow travel colleague, Katrina Roundtree, is about 6 hours drive southwest of Burgundy, in one of the most revered wine districts of them all, Bordeaux.
Now, don't think for one second that because I have brought you to one of the world's most magnificent wine regions, we will only be sampling wine. Oh no, when it comes to Bordeaux, it is all about the lifestyle. Surveys have found that for most French, this is the city they would choose to live in. Even though it has this wonderful history, it's also got this buzz to it, probably because it's also a university town. They used to call it the Sleeping Beauty, but not anymore. This city is well and truly awake.
Bonjour, fellow travellers. We are in the Bordeaux region of France, a snapshot of the very best this country has to offer, starting in its namesake city. These days, the buzz on the waterfront is infectious. And right at the centre of the action is the city's water mirror, which at certain times of the day and without the crowd works as a reflective pool. It can be very peaceful, I'm told, but at peak times, like now, families flock to this water playground all day long. But what I think will strike you most about Bordeaux, other than, of course, its vibrant energy, is its beauty. It is now regarded as the second most beautiful city in France, behind Paris.
Oh, tell you what, Elizabeth, I don't know if it's the ducks or the flowers or the carousel, but I feel like I'm walking through a fairy tale. It is perfect.
This is Bordeaux, really. I call it the lungs of the city. Just beautiful, all the green, the trees, the flowers. I like it very much. It's one of my favorite places.
This pedestrian and bike-friendly city is a breeze to get around. It's compact enough to walk around, but there is also a really fast and efficient tram network to get you from A to B. Or maybe, if you're like me, it'll deliver you right here.
When it comes to shopping, I am like a heat-seeking missile. Not only have I found one of Europe's longest shopping streets, but it actually shares the same name as me, Rue Catherine. I think I found my spiritual home.
Just a couple of hours leisurely cruise on board the luxurious Scenic Diamond is the charming medieval village of Saint-Emilion. Built around an ancient monolithic church, Saint-Emilion is an absolute visual feast. You could spend hours just wandering these winding streets.
I've heard the locals call this town Le Gruyère. That's the cheese with the holes, you know the one? And the reason why they call it that is because underneath us right now, what you and I can't see is over 180 kilometres of catacombs, subterranean galleries, some 4 levels deep. Because the stone from this town was used to build all of Bordeaux. It's a very, very beautiful stone. So really, there's a whole life happening underneath us right now, and you just wait until I take you to the local church.
From every single vantage point, the church is the heart of the town, and it remains Europe's largest monolithic church. A church that is built from a single block of stone, in this case carved and dug inside the limestone plateau of Saint-Emilion.
Hundreds and thousands of pilgrims came on their way to Santiago de Compostela. They stopped here and they needed a church, so they excavated it.
And the reason they had the underground churches, because you had to hide your religion.
You are right. You had to hide your religion.
Beneath the church are the catacombs, a maze of subterranean tunnels where nobles and monks were laid to rest in burial plots carved directly into the rock.
You see all these little holes. All these are different graves. For instance, here on the right side, you see on the bottom, there were 2, but then you have to imagine that there were 2 others and 2 others.
So this would have been layer upon layer of bodies?
Yeah.
Where are the skeletons now?
Oh, they buried them. They left only one skeleton. All the rest, they collected them and they buried them.
As amazing as the church is, there is actually another famous artifact found here. The original French delicacy known as the macaron.
Now, the one sweetie treat I've been told that we have to have when we're here is the macarons, but I don't think this is quite the macaron that you may be used to. This is more like it's more like a flat, chewy biscuit.
It's said that a group of nuns first made macarons right here in Saint-Emilion, and the recipe has been passed down for generations.
What goes into the macarons?
This is sweet almonds, bitter almonds, egg whites, sugar, and a secret ingredient.
That secret ingredient, is that passed down through families or?
From daughter to daughter.
Daughter to daughter.
Since 1620.
Oh, that is really good. Really, really good. I'm having more.
Délicieux.
Delicious. Delicious.
Kiss me with your eyes open.
Just a couple of hours downstream from Saint-Emilion is the town of Blaye, one of the final stops on our French extravaganza with Scenic, as we explore the very best of what the #1 tourist destination in the world has to offer.
I don't know if it's because I love Game of Thrones, but this is intoxicating. I haven't even made it into the main building, and already it's fascinating. You've got secret doorways, gate after gate after gate. Wonderful.
In the 17th century, Blaye was the gateway to Bordeaux, and this defence system, now known as the Blaye Citadel, was constructed to protect the region from invasion. French soldiers had everything that they needed: vegetable gardens, rainwater tanks. This was an incredibly well thought out fortress, complete with secret tunnels, of course. Southwest of Bordeaux is the seaside town of Arcachon.
This is just so idyllic. Is it okay to admit to you that when I heard I was going to Bordeaux, I never would have thought that I'd be coming down to the seaside?
Yeah, everything is so close, it's amazing.
And so totally different. The architecture is different. It feels like the mood is totally different here as well.
The people are really all the time living here on holidays. When you come here, you have this impression to be on holiday all the time because everything is simple.
Arcachon began life as a fishing village before its boom in the 19th century as a holiday hotspot for the well-to-do.
What do you love about living here?
I had the impression when I'm living here and I'm working here to be on holiday the whole year.
Good place to live.
A good place to live.
A short stroll from the seafront is the Baltard Market. Oh, I loved it. One stop you do not want to miss. The market's #1 delicacy is the famous Arcachon oysters.
Why are your oysters the best?
Because they are formed with love. She's going to speak to the oysters, everybody, every day.
Okay, un, deux, trois.
Then you have to drink the water with the lemon. This is the best. Huh?
Pure, fresh, nothing tart. C'est parfait, superbe, Captain, superbe. Bien sûr.
Well, there is no doubt that this region has been blessed many times over when it comes to its diverse and beautiful landscape. And just south of this town is another of nature's great masterpieces, the Dune de Pilat. The tallest sand dune in Europe draws in around 2 million visitors a year.
And there's the beach. Oh, I get it. Oh, you're right, the view. Oh, yes, the view is amazing.
Amazing, yeah?
Shoot, go. I'm thinking. Discover France in truly all-inclusive ultra-luxury with Scenic. Exclusive Scenic and rich events, Scenic free choice activities, all on-board meals and premium drinks are included. Secure your 2026 or 2027 France River cruise with limited time savings. Getaway viewers, you can save an additional $300 per person with an exclusive voucher. For more info or to request your voucher, just visit scenic.com.au/getaway. Call 1-300-790-372 or have a chat to your nearest travel advisor.
The French have a saying, la joie de vivre, the joy of living. And it really is a foundation for their life. It informs everything from their culture to their cuisine, this deep appreciation for simple pleasures. It is no wonder that France is the world's #1 travel destination. So whether it's your first or your 10th time here, you will always find more to love.